Hi. My name is Alma Marston. I had the pleasure of working for Joe at Columbia University years back. Good to see you, Joe. This is a non-technocratic question, but perhaps more political, coming to inequality. Increasingly, I have seen billionaires coming forward and saying inequality has gone too far. It's going to undo us all. The pitchforks are going to come out. Would you say that is a sign that we've gone too far, or is it a way for people to kind of protect themselves? You know, do you see anything in the fact that some of the people who are now at the top of inequality are stepping forward and critiquing?
Thank you very much. And one issue is what I always think of as the Marie Antoinette dilemma for billionaires.
Okay.
So,
sure. Yeah. So let me. In the introduction to this book, The Great Divide, I actually describe a dinner party that I went to on the Upper East Side. For those of you who don't know the geography of Manhattan, the West Side is where the Lincoln Center, the Arcs, Columbia University, the writers. So that's the West Side. The East Side is where all the money is, and where the bankers live. Although increasingly, one of the problems is the bankers like to think of themselves increasingly as having an interest in something more than money. And so they've been driving up the price on the West Side because they think that somehow by living near cultivated people, they will become cultivated. This is a problem that we're facing. So, and we don't go to the East Side very often. We do know some people there, and you don't need a passport. It's a trade, like a common market. So we do go across occasionally. So I went to this really very enjoyable dinner party that. It was somebody with relative poverty, having a few $100 million, but the other people there were respectable, and were the billionaires and the multi-billionaires, and the discussion actually very quickly. I mean, it had a lot of amusing aspects. A conversation would go about how lazy so many people are today, and then from there would go very quickly to their what is the best kind of jet airplane, and from that to where do you put your money to avoid taxes? What are the best tax havens? As G20 tries to close them down, life is getting very difficult. These are some of the problems that probably most of you haven't had to face. So these are, life is difficult even at the top. The real challenges. But then the question that came up several times during the evening of remember the guillotine. And it was very clear, but that this was somewhat on their minds, that we can't go too far in taking too much money from everybody else. But that mindset has a particular aspect to it, which is what is the minimum we have to give, not to be crucified or to suffer from the guillotine. So it was not based, I would say, on a view of social compassion. But let me say, to balance this out, there are a remarkable number of the billionaires who or the multimillionaires who do feel very socially compassionate, who feel that they were lucky, that they feel that they are where they are because of what society has given them, realize that they couldn't have succeeded without the societal framework of which they are a part. So I think one has to be very careful about vilifying the 1%. I mean, I always feel ambivalent about it because there are a lot of them who are actually very humane about this and really are as concerned about as anybody else about what kind of society we create.
Okay.